Hi everyone! Welcome to Mariposa Mandalas and another video about journaling with art. I'm Padmalaya and I'm an art therapist and an artist and a mom. And the favorite way I like to show you how to use journaling is to use mandalas and scribbles as a warm-up. And I'm using a very large format so that you can see what I'm talking about, but when you do your own journaling, you can use any size or any type of paper. I do recommend markers because they're somewhat fluid, but if you prefer colored pencils or just a regular pen or pencil, use what's comfortable for you. So if you've seen any of my other videos, you've seen the scribble warm-up. We're going to do that really quickly. I'm going to show you with two colors. That's kind of my preference, but you can use one color or three colors, 4 or 5, whatever you like. I'm always talking about how I recommend to make this work for you. Do what feels fun and comfortable for you. So the way I like to do it is to start in a corner and make what I call a holding space by going around the edge, making kind of a rectangle, and then just scribble. Don't lift your marker, just go really fast and move, move, move. Just get warmed up, move from your shoulder and have fun and play around inside of there. I like to go from corner to corner. You can stop and start wherever you like. And I chose red for my second color. I'm also using colors that maybe I may or may not use for my own personal journaling, but I want to make sure they show up for you. But red and purple are pretty nice, I think. So I'm just gonna go in here with this second color. I think it just makes it more fun, looks a little nicer to have two colors. See, you don't even have to look at what you're doing, but I kind of like to play around by going into these little spaces and squiggling. Just however you feel like though. Make sure you go fast and don't lift your marker. So that's the warm-up. It's just to get things flowing. Kind of like this one. I like the red and the purple. Let me know in the comments what you think, what colors you like. If you have a favorite color. See if anybody can guess my favorite color. So for the project for today, I've been thinking a lot about the subject of what do I want, or you could call it goals. And the reason for that is because I have been part of a community that has been learning about the teachings of an Indian doctor named Dr. Pankaj Naram. And there is an American man named Dr. Clint G. Rogers who wrote a book and has formed a community. And the book is called Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. And it's very interesting that a big aspect of what Dr. Naram taught is related to physical health, but it's also related to our emotional and mental health. And as a mental health therapist, somebody who's interested in psychology and our well-being, our emotional well-being, I find this to be very interesting that this doctor links this to our physical health. And in many cases, you can think of examples of how this plays out in the lives of others or in your own life. If we're stressed, we're more likely to get sick, right? So this game that we've been playing, it used to be called the Miracle Experiment Game. I think they now call it the Miracle Experiment Experience, where one of the things we do, in addition to thinking about gratitude and how a challenge can be an opportunity, and to notice even small miracles in our lives, But the big one, and the one that has impacted me the most, is to ask yourself, what do I want? And you, again, like I said, you could call it a goal. What are your goals? And I want to show you actually, so this is the book, but what I did is I covered it with paper, like, if any of you have done this in school when you were a kid, because I wanted to just protect this book, and it's special to me. And if you use a book a lot, it might kind of get a little dirty on the outside or the corners messed up. So I just did this. I should probably decorate it, right? Put a mandala decoration on here, but I just wrote the names so actually you guys could see it. And there's different pictures in here and a lot of really useful information. So this is also, it just shows you the size of the book too. So Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer is where I got this idea from, and I've been doing this, and the idea is to actually, you can do this every day. And I think these are great ideas for journaling, and I'll do some other videos about the other aspects. So in thinking about what do I want, I'm just gonna always, as I always do, use myself as an example. But I think the one I have today is very common for a lot of people. One thing I want for myself is a better level of fitness in my life for my physical body. And so what I'm gonna do to start out the mandala and the journal, and remember, you can do this any size. I have one that I use for my daily journal that is just a small journal, about the size of the book actually. So I do always recommend doing a border. Now I started doing it like the scribble. Usually on my mandala I like to make like a squiggly line or something. So actually I can just add that in. And don't worry or think about anything as a mistake. Like, for example, I didn't mean to do that straight line, but it's okay. And actually this kind of looks cute to do it this way. Just try to go with it. I like to say I'm a recovering perfectionist, which is one of the other reasons I like markers. If you're afraid of markers because you can't erase, try it and just get into the mode of understanding that you're just expressing yourself. It's not about getting graded or making it perfect. It's actually very freeing and fun when you can get into this mode. So to make the circle, I recommend getting a little warm-up movement from the shoulder and kind of going around before you actually touch down, shall we say. And it doesn't come out too bad doing it that way. It's good enough. You can trace something if you really want to. I used to do that. So I thought about this beforehand, and what I decided I wanted to put in the center, which is important to have a center of your mandala. It represents the center of yourself, the center of your being. And in this case, I'm going to represent a primary aspect of this goal, this want, which is, you will see. So I'm using a heart as a symbol because what I want to symbolize here is self-love. I feel that if I focus on self-love, that will help guide my effort to greater fitness. Because I not only want to be fit to look good, I want to be fit to be healthy as well for long term of my life. So I think a heart is perfect for that. And I also decided what I want to do is do like a pattern of this mandala design. There's a lot of different ways you can design the basic components of the mandala. I had this feeling today to just do it in quadrants like this, and then I'll put something in each section that represents an aspect of fitness for me. So one component, I keep trying to put these the wrong way. And by the way, also, I've mentioned this in, I think, my last video. I don't know if you can see this. I really like these markers. They're Crayola Super Tips. They kind of have a point, but you can also make a wider line with them if you put it kind of more on its side. And I just like how they feel in your hand, and the colors are nice. They're not expensive, and I think they might even be washable. I'm not sure. So these are the markers I'm using. If there's some other kind of marker you like and really know is great, feel free to comment on that. So I want to represent, I'm just going to represent these things symbolically, or actually a couple of them, I'm just going to write the word. You know, again, like, do whatever works for you. It should be fun and simple and represent your idea. Not worry about like, oh, it has to look this way or that way. So I want to represent fruits and vegetables. And I thought the way I want to do this is just put some circles that represent, you know, maybe you've heard about eating the colors of the rainbow. So if we eat fruits and vegetables, we want to have all the different colors of the rainbow. Is supposed to be a very healthy way to eat. So let's see here. You guys heard of Roy G. Biv? Is the rainbow red? This isn't exactly orange. I didn't actually pull out like a really orangey orange, but I'm going to call that one orange. And this is a brighter yellow. So this is my yellow, red, orange, yellow, green. I got that. Blue. And then Roy G. Biv is indigo and violet, but I'm just going to do a lavender or a purple. Let's see how this, you know, they never look exactly like the lid, right? Oh, and I pulled out a brown because I want to represent lentils. I'm really into lentil soup and doing a lot of different kind of spices with lentil soup. So I thought I'm going to make some little dots that represent my lentils. Dr. Naram always talks about something called mung beans. I'm actually not really big on mung beans, but I do like lentils. So I don't know, you probably can't really even see that, but I just put those little dots. I can make them a little bigger. See if that shows up. So another aspect for me of my fitness and my physical health is going to the gym. My son and I just joined a gym, and I have been into the gym or different kinds of exercise working out over the years, but we're gonna do this right now. And so I think I'm going to what color should I use? I think I'll use this eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'll just use green. I decided for this one, I'm just gonna write the word gym because I'm not sure what symbol I want to use for that. So I just thought I'm gonna do a pattern on here. Can you see that, gym? And on the sort of opposite one, I'm going to write also another word, and that is yoga. I'm going to be working on doing a little bit of light yoga at the end of the day, stretching, some deep breathing to, you know, for relaxation. And I think it's good to stretch, especially if you're lifting some weights, you know, stretch your muscles out. And if I had a little bit more time, I might decorate around in here. Actually, you know what would be fun? I'll show you. I can continue this dot pattern. Be spontaneous with what you do here. Like I just did the dots spontaneously. I'm gonna make these other dots, just a spontaneous idea to echo the pattern I started. And I kind of like the little kind of fun energy of dots. And then, so I've got the green and the blue, and in this one, I'll reverse it. I've got the blue, and then I'll put green dots. So if you like this pattern idea I'm doing, you are welcome to try this same pattern. And if you have some other ideas, use any pattern you want. This is just one idea to show you the general example. And then the last one is, I think, really important, something I've been really terrible about in my life, but I really want to be better. Let me know in the comments how you are about this one. But I really want to drink more water. I'm terrible about drinking water. I do drink ginger tea constantly. I'm kind of known for that, but I think it would be good to drink more water. So I'm going to represent this with just some little wave shapes to just symbolize water. And what color dots can I put here? I don't know, I'll use this red. And I'm actually playing off of this one. I'm gonna add another one here just to make it look pretty cute, add some bright energy. So there's my representation of what I want, which is fitness, better, improved fitness. So as I always like to recommend on your journaling with art, add some words on there, add a title and some other key information. So I'm going to, I guess let's go back to some purple here. I'm going to just write a title here. You don't have to think of anything fancy. I'm just gonna put better fitness. And oops, almost didn't fit there. And over here, I'm going to put the date. So because if you want to look back in this in the future, you think you'll remember when you did it, but you might not. I never can remember those things very well. I might associate it with something like, oh, that's when I was in college or something like that. But I think it's good to put the date. So let's see, it's June and it is 2022. And then, so I already put some words here, so I'm just gonna repeat those, I guess. I'm gonna put, I guess I'll write it out. Fruit and veg. This already says yoga, this already says gym, and I'm gonna put arrow up and water for more water. Okay, and I'm going to put health. Healthy is happy. I don't know if you can see that. Healthy is happy. And as they say, health is wealth. So when you do your journal, put whatever you want to do for what you want. But I am curious what people think about health is wealth. Do you believe in this? Are you into it? Would you like to do better with this? I think this is really true, because if anytime I've had a problem with my health, like one time I had a really bad problem with my back and it completely messed me up. I felt like I couldn't think and I just couldn't function. And all I wanted was basically to be healthy. And then you can go from there to do other things. But for me, if I don't have health as a baseline, I feel quote unquote poor in a sense. So I do believe in this, and by writing it down, we can increase our connection with whatever the ideas are we're expressing in our mandalas and in our journals. And if you want to write more, feel free to write more. It helps integrate the left brain, right brain, and integration is an important aspect of doing mandalas. It's centered and it's whole, which I feel is a good mental health goal, and it goes along with the fitness. You know, we want to be physically fit and mentally and emotionally fit. And actually, as I'm looking at this, sometimes after you do something, you might think, you know, I want to add a little tweak to it. And as I look at this, I want to just add a little bit more pink around the border. I just think it would look a little nicer, and it kind of actually integrates the inside and the outside. And I think I'll even add a line connecting the inside and the outside. There, I kind of like that a little better. You can always make adjustments even later on. You could go back and redo something or add to it. Give yourself a lot of flexibility. So that is it. This one was a little longer than a lot of my mandalas. I tried to give you more detail, more information about how to do this process. But you can do it quickly, or you can spend more time on it, whatever is right for you. So thank you so much for being here and learning in this process with me. And feel free to share if you tried this and how it worked out. What subject did you do? What are your wants for your life? And I will see you next time. Namaste.